Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Abhinav, and in this video today we'll be seeing about the 20 career options that can be chosen after MBBS. So when I was researching about these things, so I was quite amazed that there are these many opportunities which are in front of us after doing MBBS. So I will talk about all the 20 career options in this, but not in a very detailed manner. So I'll be just going through the basics of it. So if you're interested in any of the career options that I have mentioned here, please do let me know in the comment section, and we'll make a separate video on that. So let's start. So the first is the usual thing which most of us would like to do. So that is doing MD/MS via NEET PG exam. So after MBBS, you'll have to prepare for the NEET PG entrance exam, which is usually occurring once in every year. So with this exam, what you can do is that you can clear the exam and then get a good rank and get placed in placed in the colleges inside India. So with this, you can choose your selected branch. That is, you can do MD medicine or MS surgery or ophthalmology, the orthopedics, or whatever subject you like. So this whatever subject you take, it is going to be a 3 years course, as we all know. So after this 3 years course, you can do a subspecialty or you can do a fellowship. So that's up to you. So the first option and the commonest option chosen is MD or MS, NEET PG or INICET exam. So the second one is DNB. So this one for DNB also you will be going through the NEET PG. So the cutoff ranks for DNB is quite low. So the difference between DNB and MDMS is not very much. So usually what people say is that for doing an MDMS, it is difficult to get a seat, but it is easy to clear the 3 years. But for DNB, it's quite easy to get the seat, but it is difficult to clear the 3 years residency. Because what happens in DNB is that you may have the your residency exams won't be happening in your hospital. So you may be working in a hospital somewhere in the down in the south, but your residency exams can be posted somewhere in the north or east. So it's like that. So you won't have the comfort of being attending the exam in your own hospital. So those kind of things are there. But nowadays DNB is almost equal to the MDMS course. So then, after MBBS, you can directly join the diploma courses. Here are the even some of the important diploma courses which can be done after MBBS. So this can be a 1 year course, 2 year course, or even more than that. So this is also very easy to be done, and it also has a good value as compared to the previously seen MDMS and DNB also. So yeah, we have a whole lot of specialties to be chosen in the diploma courses as well. So the next thing is the integrated courses. So these are interesting. So this is like 6 years of residency. So after doing the 6 year course, you will come as a super specialist. So instead of doing 3 years of general medicine and then doing 3 years of cardiology, you can do a direct 6 year course and come out as a MDDM. So these courses, not all subjects have these courses. For example, if you want to do neurosurgery, you can go through this 6 year course, plastic surgery, CTVS surgery, and those kind of things. So these are available at these hospitals, NIMANS at Bangalore, AIMS, CMC, STMC, SCTIMST. Okay. So this course is also good, but there are some pros and cons for this course as like other courses also. So you make sure you read about it before choosing. The next thing is doing PG at abroad. So you can do USMLE. So if you want to go to the US, you can do PLAB. If you want to go to UK, you can do AMC exam, that is for Australia. You can do DHA exam for Dubai, MCC QE for Canada. So if you see USMLE, it's like basically you'll have 3 steps to clear, and PLAB you'll have 2 exams, and after doing PLAB also you can join the Australian Medical Council. So the next thing is UPSC Combined Medical Service. So this one is a central government job. So you'll have two exams to clear. One will be written and one more will be the personal interview. So the written exam is easy to clear because it has only five subjects. Basically, medicine, pediatrics, surgery, obstetrics, gynecology, and PSM. So this will be the syllabus of this exam, and it's easy to clear. Good central government job. It's like a lifelong job and good salary. And those things. We have already have many videos of about UPSC CMS in our page, so you can also go through it. Next is Armed Forces Medical Services. So this you can do it in the AFMC College Pune. So if you have done MBBS elsewhere and you want to join the army, so what you can do is you can apply for short service commissions. Short service commissions will be like a kind of bond period between 4 to 15 years approximate. So you'll have to work for those many years in AFMS, and then while you want to get PG seats, there are extra marks allotted for this also. But if you are already studying in AFMC, you have done your MBBS at AFMC, it is compulsory for you to work with AFMS for a number of years. Then the next thing is today's hot topic. So you can do MBA, MHA, Masters of Health Administration. So these are the types of courses available for MBA and some of the colleges in India. So you can go through the CAT exams also for this. And interestingly, PGH Chandigarh has seats for MHA also. So this one is also quite good nowadays. Many hospitals and corporates are looking for MHA, MBA doctors. So it's also a good option to choose. Next thing is that if you're more into technology side, you can do MTech also, biomedical engineering, biological sciences, nanotechnology, available at Shastra University, Tanjavur. And advantages, so these branches are also on high demand currently. Then you can do MMST, Masters in Medical Science and Technology. So basically, they have courses like medical biotechnology, bioinformatics, healthcare imaging. So you'll be learning about the more of like kind of imaging systems, CT scan, PET scan, and MRI, and those kind of things. So this is also more to do with the technology. Then next thing is that you can do MPH, Master of Public Health. So these are some of the good colleges where you can do MPH. So MPH is also basically like community medicine postgraduate. So they deal with the epidemiology and those kind of things. So after the outbreak of COVID, the value for MPH seats have been gone up. So then you can do research. So if you're interested in research, you can do clinical research also. You can do MSc or PhD courses available at AIMS PGI JIPMER. So usually, what people were doing earlier was they used to take MD anatomy or physiology, then they proceed their researches with PhDs. So, but now you can directly do MSc and then do clinical research also. So, private practice, you can do it, but it takes some time to set up an establishment. It's a kind of a slow curve. So, initially, you won't have many patients, then later, day by day, patients will pick up. So, but the disadvantage is that once you settle in a private practice, you won't feel like doing PG because it looks like it will be like your life is settled already. So it's difficult to come back and do PG. So you should also keep that in mind. Then you can join at any hospital as a junior resident. So if you're interested in surgery department, then you can join a surgical hospital and then work as a junior resident there. So you'll be exposed to more of surgical cases, and then once you get good marks, good rank in NEET PG or INACET, then you can choose surgery. So this is kind of an advantage because you are already exposed to surgical cases. You can also work in PHC, good exposure, added marks for PG. So to work in PHC, you'll have some states have exams for it, and some states do not have exam. So it's like walk-in interview for some states, and in some states you will have to clear the exam. So this is also a good option. So we'll be like primary healthcare. We'll be working in a primary healthcare center. So once you do work in PHC, it's like very good exposure. And even if you choose community medicine, in your PG postgraduate. So it will be really helpful for you. Then masters in operational health. So this is mainly occupational safety and health. So mainly the factories, corporate companies where there are lots of employees, and you will have to be like a safety officer, occupational safety and health. And you can also join in insurance companies and then work as a doctor with them also. Then medical content writing. So this needs a good skill. Can collaborate with pharma companies, come up with ideas for them. This is also an interesting thing which you can do part time as well as full time. So teaching a profession, then you can do a PhD and apply for lectureship. You can do research in the field of interest. So you can do the teaching in any medical college or any hospitals, and it's a like a kind of slow thing. You'll be having to wait like 3 to 5 years for every promotion, like assistant professor kind of things. So it's quite slow, but people who love teaching, it's quite fulfilling for them. So you can also be a medical advisor. So you can advise the companies on marketing strategies, about the legal problems. You can also uh, talk about the strategies on how to develop the company, what kind of epidemics are going now, so how should we tackle it, those kind of things. And you can also work with WHO, UNICEF. WHO offers SMO post, surveillance medical officer. So you can check their webpage for vacancies. You can fill the form and wait, or you can go to Delhi WHO office and then apply to them also directly. So these were 20 career options which you have in front of you after doing MBBS. So make sure you go through this video fully. So if you have any interest in any one of the career option, please do let me know. We'll talk about in detail also. So that's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.